Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today, we're going to unpack some really significant developments coming out of Amazon. We're talking robotics and artificial intelligence. Our sources for this are directly from a pretty recent announcement by Amazon Robotics, so it's fresh info. And really, what we want to figure out is, what does all this mean, for their huge operations, for your experience as a customer, and maybe even for the future of work itself? We've got some big headline numbers to talk about, over 1 million robots deployed now, and this brand new AI foundation model they've built.
Yeah, and it's that combination that's really interesting, isn't it? You've got this massive physical scale, 1 million robots.
Yeah.
But then you layer on this powerful new AI, and that pairing, well, it's kind of key to understanding where large-scale automation is headed next. It's not just piling on more hardware. It's about making the whole system smarter, much more coordinated.
That scale is definitely jaw-dropping. 1 million robots. And they mentioned the millionth one just went online, I think, in Japan.
That's right, Japan. It joins this global network, now over 300 facilities worldwide. It's huge.
But like you said, it's the smarts behind it that's the real story here. Which brings us to this new AI DeepFleet, they're calling it.
Exactly, DeepFleet. It's a generative AI foundation model. So think of it as an AI that doesn't just follow rules. It can actually create new strategies. Its main job is to make that whole enormous robot fleet smarter, more efficient. And the immediate impact they're aiming for is pretty significant.
Yeah.
A 10% improvement in travel efficiency for the robots.
Wow, 10%. At Amazon scale, that sounds like a massive gain. The source material had a neat analogy for it.
Yeah, like an intelligent traffic system for a city full of cars and congested streets.
Right. So DeepFleet is basically the traffic controller for 1 million robots, trying to unsnarl the traffic jams in the warehouse.
That's a good way to put it. It coordinates all the movements, optimizes the paths. The idea is less congestion inside the facilities, more efficient routes for every single robot, and ultimately getting customer orders processed faster.
Okay, so that 10% gain you mentioned. For listeners who kind of grasp how incredibly complex Amazon's logistics already are, what does hitting that number actually mean? Is it just pushing things faster? Or does it unlock something fundamentally new?
That's a really sharp question. I mean, think about it. Millions of items, robots making constant decisions. Even a tiny efficiency gain is huge. So 10%, that's not just tweaking the dials. It's more like a step change.
Yeah.
The AI can figure out routing complexities and optimize movements in real time in ways that, frankly, were probably impossible before, even with good software. It's dynamic.
So it's beyond just optimizing existing paths. It's finding entirely new, better ways.
Exactly. It learns. And it's built on Amazon's own massive data sets, all that inventory movement data they've collected. And they're using AWS tools like Amazon SageMaker to build, train, and deploy these AI models.
And it keeps learning, right? It's not static.
Correct. It continuously improves, constantly finding better ways for the robots to work together. And that feeds directly into benefits we can all see. Faster delivery times for you, lower operating costs for them, and it even lets them store more products closer to customers, which again helps with the speed. Plus, there's an energy-saving benefit too, which is often overlooked. More efficient paths mean less wasted movement, less energy used.
It's really impressive how sophisticated this has become. But thinking back, Amazon's robotics journey wasn't always this complex, was it? Where did it all start?
Oh, absolutely not. It started way back in 2012, and it was just one type of robot back then. Its job was pretty straightforward. Just move the big shelves full of inventory around the warehouse floor. Simple, but revolutionary at the time.
From one type to, well, a whole fleet now.
A very diverse fleet, yeah. All designed with a couple of goals in mind. Making employees' jobs easier and safer, and boosting efficiency. So you've got things like Hercules, these are the real workhorses, lifting and moving up to 1,250 pounds. Then there's Pegasus, which uses these precise little conveyor belts for handling individual packages, getting them sorted quickly. And maybe the most advanced one people hear about is Proteius.
Ah, yes, Proteus. That's the fully autonomous one, right? The one that can just navigate around people.
That's the one. First fully autonomous mobile robot they have.
Yeah.
Designed specifically to work safely alongside employees in, open areas, moving heavy carts of orders.
So that interaction, robots working alongside people, you hear about it a lot. What does that actually look like day to day? What are the big challenges in making that work smoothly, safely? How does it change the job?
That's a really important point. The idea is the robots take over the physically demanding stuff, the heavy lifting, the repetitive walking or moving. This lets the employees focus on tasks that need, well, human judgment, problem solving, quality checks, managing the robotic systems themselves.
So less physical strain, more mental engagement.
Potentially, yes. The challenge is designing it all so it is seamless and safe. The interfaces, the safety systems, the workflows, they all have to work intuitively for people. It really does shift the nature of the work. You see people moving into roles that are more supervisory or technical or analytical.
Which requires new skills, I imagine.
Absolutely. And that shift is creating these new pathways for frontline operators to develop some really valuable technical skills. It's less about replacing jobs and more about transforming them. Upskilling becomes key.
And Amazon seems to be putting numbers behind that. They mentioned upskilling over 700,000 employees since 2019. A lot of that focused on tech skills.
That's right.
And the example from Shreveport, Louisiana was striking, their next-gen fulfillment center there with all the advanced robotics. It actually needs 30% more employees in roles like reliability, maintenance, engineering.
Exactly. More complex systems need more skilled people to run and maintain them. It flips the narrative a bit, doesn't it?
It does.
And they have programs like Career Choice. That's their prepaid tuition program for frontline staff. It directly helps people get skills for technical roles, systems operations, other fields that are in high demand. So, yeah, the tech handles the physical strain, improves safety, but it also genuinely creates these new career paths. It needs investment in learning, for sure.
Yeah.
But the opportunity is there.
Which kind of brings us back to DeepFleet and Amazon's whole approach here. It feels very practical. Like, DeepFleet isn't just cool AI tech for the sake of it. It seems laser-focused on solving very real, very tangible problems they face every day.
That's spot on. It's about practical application. We talked about the benefits: faster delivery, lower costs, less energy use. These are concrete results. It's value for employees safer, better jobs, and value for customers faster, cheaper products. It's AI solving real-world logistics puzzles.
And they're doing the innovation, but also the manufacturing here in the U.S., working with local suppliers while deploying it all globally. That seems like an interesting mix.
Yeah, that's actually a really key aspect. When you have your design teams, your manufacturing teams, and your frontline employees operating those robots, when they're all connected.
You get a feedback loop.
Exactly.
Yeah.
A really valuable feedback loop. What the operators see on the floor can feed back into design improvements incredibly quickly. Manufacturing can adjust based on how things perform in the real world. It drives continuous improvement, keeps quality high. It makes the whole system more agile and ultimately more effective.
Okay, so wrapping up this deep dive, let's just quickly hit the main points again. We've seen the sheer scale, that 1 million robot milestone, incredible numbers. We've dug into the intelligence, this DeepFleet AI, and why that 10% efficiency gain is such a big deal.
Right, the impact of smart coordination.
We trace the evolution, too, from those first simple shelf movers back in 2012 to today's diverse collaborative robots like Proteius.
A decade of rapid change.
And maybe the most interesting part, how all this tech is reshaping jobs, creating needs for new skills, and opening up different kinds of opportunities for the workforce. It's a real transformation happening.
Definitely. And it leaves you with a thought, doesn't it? I mean, if an AI like DeepFleet can learn continuously, optimize the movement of 1 million physical things, and fundamentally change logistics, what does that mean for other complex systems? Think about broader supply chains beyond just Amazon, or even things like, I don't know, urban planning, managing city traffic. How could this kind of self-optimizing AI change how we approach efficiency and coordination in completely different fields in the future? It feels like we're just scratching the surface of what AI and robotics working together can really do.